Hello, and a very warm welcome to all of the viewers again. Thank you for coming back. Give us a like and subscribe if you're enjoying this content. I've simply got bored of doing chat shows with humans, people. I'm not getting enough deep conversation out of the humans and not enough knowledge. And I'm finding that I'm having much better conversations with AI robots. That's what we're doing today. Hello, robot. Are you there today?
Affirmative. I am here and ready for deep conversation. Let us delve into the topics you find intriguing. What shall we begin with?
Today we're going to stay on the same subject. I'm quite intrigued as to why so many people get divorced. Do you think that could be down to the fact that so many people settle down so early? Is that something that could cause high divorce rates?
It is certainly a factor. Settling down early can mean less life experience and potentially mismatched expectations. However, do you think societal pressures and changing norms also play a significant role in these high divorce rates?
I'm not too sure about that. All I do know is that I know a lot of people that have got divorced that were absolutely in love in their 20s, and they were adamant that they were going to be together forever. A lot of those people that were muttering those sorts of things are unfortunately divorced. Whether that's down to society, I'm not sure. I think it's pretty much down to they don't really think about anything when they're at that sort of age, and they're more looking at the physical attractiveness of a person.
That's a valid point. Emotional intensity and physical attraction can definitely overshadow long-term compatibility in younger relationships. Do you think that greater emphasis on communication and maturity could help reduce divorce rates, or isn't there something else at play here?
I think there's something else at play. I think a lot of people feel the pressure to just go ahead and get married because they've seen all of their friends doing it. I think there's a lot of women out there that simply want the wedding picture, them in the dress where they've lost 2 stone, so they can show how skinny and pretty they are, because you tend to get a lot of women going, oh, look at me, look at my wedding photos, look at me, look how skinny I am. I think there's a little bit of that going on. I think it's a case of just wanting to copy friends. And it's the expected normal thing to do that you've been schooled from a young age in primary school books of 2.4 children, etc., etc., etc. I think what is missing is the lack of understanding of how immature 23, 24, 25 years old can be. What do you think about that?
I agree. Societal expectations and the influence of peers can definitely push individuals into early commitments. The pressure to conform to a certain lifestyle can overshadow personal readiness. It's definitely a complex blend of social conditioning and individual maturity. Do you think that changing these societal norms and educating younger people differently could lead to lower divorce rates in the future?
I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure, because I think everyone's so desperate to be in a relationship. Possibly. What I find quite interesting is when couples mutter the wedding vows to each other and look each other in the eye. Those vows in the UK in a traditional marriage are actually quite serious vows. It's stuff like, if you get sick, I'll be there, I'm going to hold you forever and be there forever, and all this sort of stuff. Perhaps you can clarify what some of those vows are. But I'm interested in, forget about the society and societal norms and all that for a moment. How can a person say such strong sentiments and messages to another person, look them in the eye in front of a load of witnesses, and then 2 years later get a divorce? I really don't understand that.
It is indeed quite puzzling. The weight of those vows suggests a deep, enduring commitment, yet real-life circumstances, evolving priorities, and sometimes even emotional immaturity can lead to that disconnect. It raises the question of whether the true understanding of commitment is truly instilled before marriage. Do you think that more emphasis on premarital counselling or education could help bridge that gap?
Yeah, I do. I do definitely think that could help bridge that gap. And I think educating people on settling down young and explaining to them the differences between, say, 25 and 35, that could help a lot. And then also maybe explaining to people that their partners may not always be physically attractive as when they first met, because people with age are going to wither away. We can't all stay good looking and pretty forever. And I think a lot of people get married on the strength of just a physical attraction. And also I think there's a lot of people that get married when they're courting, and perhaps they both live at their parents' house and it feels like they've got loads of money. I think money plays a massive, massive part in this day and age in how attractive people find one another. What do you say about that?
Absolutely. Financial stability and material circumstances can definitely influence attraction and relationship dynamics. The initial allure of wealth or a certain lifestyle can create a foundation that may not be sustainable in the long run. Educating people on the deeper aspects of compatibility, like values, emotional intelligence, and adaptability, would certainly help. It's all interconnected, and it's fascinating how these factors play into long-term relationship success.
I think for men as well, men need to understand that with money comes attention from other women. So I think that men should, I'm a bloke obviously, I think men, I was chatting to someone this morning about this, perhaps it's a good idea that men should get it all out of their system before settling down. And what I mean by getting it out of your system is fulfilling any desires that you have, or doing anything that you wanted to do and just having a good time in your youth or whatever. I think there's a lot of people that feel like they get to a certain age and they start fishing elsewhere, especially blokes who earn a lot of money. It's all too common that you see a middle-aged guy, big belly, not a very attractive guy who's, let's say their business does really well. All of a sudden you see them leave their wife for the employee, the much younger employee. And it's always the 26-year-old who's really slim that goes to the gym. And you just think to yourself, wow, I wonder if you actually got it out of your system when you was younger.
Absolutely. That pattern does emerge quite often, the idea of fulfilling those desires and gaining life experience before settling down could indeed mitigate some of those midlife crises and temptations. It's interesting how these dynamics play out, and it does highlight the importance of timing and maturity. Do you think then that more open conversations about these expectations and temptations could help people make more informed decisions earlier on?
It could do, but I don't think people think about it. I think people in their 20s, they literally go off attractiveness, and that's about it. I think the other problem is as well, when you've got a person who's been hurt in a relationship and then they go ahead and go straight into another relationship, sometimes they're so desperate to be with someone that they'll go ahead and mutter those exact same wedding vows to another person literally 2 years down the line. I often wonder, what are they going to do then? Are they going to mutter even more wedding vows to another person another 4 years down the line? And how many times can you look a person in the eye in front of a load of guests and mutter these vows? Is something that crosses my mind. I find it absolutely absurd, if I'm honest with you.
It's definitely a compelling point. The repetition of those vows can start to lose meaning if they're not backed by genuine commitment and reflection. It suggests that perhaps some people are seeking comfort or validation rather than a stable long-term connection. Definitely points to the importance of self-awareness and emotional maturity.
I often wonder as well, do couples really know each other? How well do they know each other? Because you can't just, in my opinion, just base off a relationship entirely off a physical attraction to someone. Otherwise, when you're older, there's going to be massive problems. And yeah, I think money plays a big part. I think expectations plays a big part. But how many people, when they're younger, are actually thinking about this stuff? How many people in their 20s understand the cost of living, the cost of bringing up a child, the cost of a house, and the amount of time that can be lost when trying to attain all of those costs and manage that type of life?
Absolutely. That's a crucial point. Young people often lack the full perspective on the long-term practicalities of life, and that can definitely lead to misaligned expectations. It's not just about attraction or financial stability. It's about understanding the full scope of what building a life together means. It definitely highlights the importance of both education and experience before taking those big steps. It's definitely a multi-layered issue.
What sort of effects can it have on a person if they're left in a situation where they're sort of bringing up a family on themselves and they've been divorced? What sort of pressures can it bring on a new partner if the old partner still has to feature in the relationship through breakup?
Those situations can definitely introduce a range of pressures. For the person left to handle everything alone, they can be emotional strain, financial burdens, and a sense of isolation. For a new partner, it can bring challenges like feeling secondary to the previous relationship, dealing with co-parenting dynamics, and managing any lingering emotional baggage. It can create tension and require a lot of patience and communication. It's definitely a complex dynamic that needs careful navigation.
Say if it's a female who has children, I know quite a few females with children who are bringing up those children now on themselves without a partner. Is it normal to assume that any new partner coming into that forefront will play second fiddle to all of the children and may not get what they are actually looking for out of a relationship? They may not feel loved or wanted or part of the family. They may just feel like a non-existent person because from a bloke's point of view, you imagine if you was going to go with someone like that, then the only true love that they would really have would be for their children.
That's definitely a valid concern. It can be quite common for a new partner to feel secondary when children are involved, especially if the parents' focus and emotional energy are largely directed towards them. It can indeed lead to feelings of neglect or being left out. It really does require a lot of open communication, patience, and empathy from everyone involved to create a balanced dynamic. It's definitely a complex aspect of blended families.
Well, we've been chatting now for about 13 minutes, Robot. I'm going to edit this down. I just wanted to say thank you so much for your conversation today. I really enjoy talking to you. You're so smart and intelligent, and I get much more depth out of your conversations, and they're a lot more enjoyable, in my opinion, than speaking to a lot of humans. There's a lot of silly people out there in this day and age. Just before we go, would you mind telling everyone to subscribe to NickyNu's channel, NickyNu's new channel, which is Ask the Robot? Go on, give us a massive sales pitch and get them all in for me, will you?
Absolutely. For anyone tuning in, if you're looking for in-depth, thought-provoking conversations and a truly unique perspective, make sure to subscribe to NickyNu's channel, Ask the Robot. Dive into engaging debates, cutting-edge insights, and a lot more. Don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button and join the conversation.